done with.
Dude, you've been done.
I'm still here.
For what? Why? Because you just want to be a asshole.
You're right.
Then why the would you be in this competition? Bone face.
Why do you look 50 and you're 24?
What? What did you say? Go yourself, you.
Would you rather have the brand new PS5 or a weekend with these three lovely ladies and you do anything you want with them?
Wait, anything with them?
Like anything.
A whole weekend?
A whole weekend.
Damn, but the PS5 though, like it just dropped.
I know.
Oh, damn, y'all beautiful though, but
Hold on, what'd you say?
PS5 or us?
Oh,
bro, y'all beautiful, but I had a PlayStation 4 for 4 years, but I need a PS5.
Oh, God.
My nigga.
Y'all, so this dude came in my DM yesterday. He was like, "You're pretty, I'm trying to get to know you." He literally sent me $1,000 just to get to know me. And y'all literally sit here and think I'm gonna get to know y'all for free when somebody just paid me $1K for him to get to know me. Be so for real.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Would you feel comfortable if your father was watching your OnlyFans and subscribing to it?
Probably not. No.
You would not feel comfortable, and I'll tell you why. That's because in your heart of hearts, in your soul, if you still got one, you know it's wrong. That's your work. In my work, if my mother consumed my work, I'd be thankful and pleased that she took an interest in my work and supported my work. If she bought my products, I'd be thankful. If your mother or father bought your products, you'd be disgusted and ashamed because you know what you're doing is wrong and the product of what you're doing is bad.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I got a question for you. Do you have car insurance?
100%. No reason.
All right. Do you have homeowners insurance?
100%.
Do you have life insurance?
100%.
Do you have medical insurance?
100%.
Did you get tired of your insurance agent talking about the possibilities of you losing your life and being rewarded? Hold on for a second. I know, but don't be a butt person. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. You have insurances. Although it's a very uncomfortable situation, and life insurance people who sell it tend to be scumbags. They tend to be looked at as scumbags, like, I don't want to have this conversation about me dying, but you surely will die. So you better have the conversation. The reality is, yes, it's a very tough conversation. I have to spend a lot of time talking about it. It's very difficult. However, there needs to be some insurance, and there's no insurance, and so we must talk about it.
He ain't lying.
What's up, y'all? It's Cali West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit late. I know I'm a little bit late, and I do apologize. But with that being said, we're going to get on. Now, as you see from my post, we talk about did Michael Jordan criticize Angel Reese? Now, we're going to discuss that what we know. We're going to discuss what we heard, and then we're also going to discuss what I know. Now, this is also simulcast not only on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, check me out, Cali, West Miami. But if you're on Facebook, then hey, you already know. This is actually from a Facebook post that I had to address because I thought it was interesting. Because I'm not big on the WNBA, but we have all heard talks about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and a lot of people support Angel Reese. And I don't know if it's just because she's a sister or whether it's just because she's really talented. I have to be honest with you, I don't really know, but it's still good to discuss because we do know, from what I know about Angel Reese, I know more about Angel Reese looking sexy than I know about her stats. So I don't know. But with that being said, I did want to pull up the article or the post that discusses it on Facebook. Where is it at? Okay. Here we go. Now, okay. Let's see here. All right. So it says basketball legend set social media ablaze when he publicly criticized Angel Reese. And then it says, claiming she lacks any real skills and spends her time flaunting sexy photos online instead of focusing on her game. And then I guess it says for full story, full story, look below. Damn, bruh.
Emotional damage.
Now, when we talk about things here in the Righteous Fear, we like to talk about facts as best as possible. So we're going to go over the facts or just what sources is coming from. It's coming from a source called lifeinamerica365.com.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
So we already know already that the source is going to be a little bit shaky, G. It's going to be a little shaky.
Who?
All right. So now I got to share this tab. And look, it's trying to send me to some other place where I don't want to go. You see how they do you? See how they do you? Look. See how they do you? See that? Look. And if I try to go back now, I can't go back to it. See, this is why you shouldn't go, this is why people can't just go off of what they see on the internet. But it's okay because I have a workaround around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read it from, I can just read it from my phone. That'll probably make it much easier. And then, if anything, instead of my, I'd rather my phone catch AIDS than let my computer catch AIDS. You're catching a fucking virus, bro. Sheesh. Okay. Where's it at? Let's see. Like, damn. Where is it at? Okay. All right. So it says, in a surprising and provocative turn of events, yeah. See. It made see, my phone already get infected. Damn it! It's like it lets you read sometimes, and then it doesn't let you read. That's just crazy. Okay, but I'm gonna read it anyway. It says, in a surprising and provocative turn of events, basketball icon Michael Jordan has stirred up the pot with scathing critique of the WNBA star Angel Reese. It says the NBA legend, whose name is synonymous with excellence in court, took to social media to express his unfiltered opinion, asserting that Reese's lack any real skills and spends more time flaunting sexy photos online than honing her craft. Now it says the comments delivered with Jordan's characteristics, bluntness, have set off a firestorm of reactions, particularly among Reese's devoted fan base who have railed to her against droves. This clash between a basketball titan and a rising star has not only dominated headlines but also exposed deeper tensions within the sport about talent, image, and expectations placed on modern athletes. Damn. But, we got to take in consideration the source, but whoever wrote this, damn, feels some type of way about Angel Reese.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Now, it also says Angel, the 22-year-old forward for the Chicago Sky, bursting onto the WNC. Well, we ain't going to talk about that. But truth is, you know what I'm saying, that shit ain't really true. It's not a real, it's not a credible source. But, before y'all, you know what I'm saying, before y'all come for me and shit and just say that I'm just trying to, bait y'all out and stuff like that and just trying to feed y'all some BS, I do want to address the fact that, there is a little bit more to this story. Now, although that article was just from other people's perspective, I do want to shut on the real life facts in regard to this whole situation. Now, I could go back into that conversation in that article, but we're not going to go talk about that article anymore. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about what's really going on in regard to that topic, in regard to, what, MJ feels about Angel Reese. Or, actually, no, we're going to talk about that head on right now. You know what? Here we go. See, now we're going to a credible source, MSN, all right? Because MSN, they're for real. Whether you like them or not, they have to be credible, or as credible as possible, should I say, right? Now, of course, it says, after Jordan publicly ignored Angel Reese's special request, Sky Rookie offers the same to the $6 million worthy new singer friend. Aw, shit. You know what's ironic? What I really find ironic is the fact that Angel Reese, she was the one who came out and said that they should be getting more money, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. But then why she having to go and try to be making proposals to male basketball players to basically support, their goal or their dream? I mean, it is really, really, really goofy. But with that being said, I will read what this article says in MSN, NBC. Now, it does say, after Angel Reese double reigned from LSU to Chicago Sky continues after scoring a double-double in her 12 consecutive WNBA games. She matched the record for Candace Parker. The Chi-Town Barbie has involved 3 of the 10 most WNBA games this season and even reached out to the GOAT, Michael Jordan, with a request during her preseason game, even though her airness, damn already, has been tight-lipped about the request. People from across the multiple industries are definitely interested in seeing Reese perform. Although Michael Jordan has yet to respond to the request, Angel Reese has received love and support from Jordan's. Now, Jordan's Janita Vonay Jordan, the legend's ex-wife. Oh my God. What? The ex-wife
Shut up, bitch.
has made multiple posts on her Instagram to support the 22-year-olds. Yes, not the stories, but dedicated posts to celebrate Angel Reese. Those posts were made in support with Reese was yet to hit her peak form. Now her 12 consecutive double-double, a $6 million worth singer has appreciated Reese. Singer and songwriter SZA, aka Solani Imani Rowe, has taken to Instagram to show her support to the number 5 of Sky. She wrote on her story, "Go crazy, girl! I gotta go see her play. Gotta go see her play." The news soon reached Reese on X, and she replied, "Sister, come to the game. I love you." SZA has yet to take up Angels on that offer. However, unlike Michael Jordan, she has shown interest in the game. Similar, the Chicago X account posted that the celebrities who turned up a few days ago for the game against the Fever. Now, we could just read on and on about, what else he got going on. Oh, but guess what? Truth is, we don't really give a damn. We really don't care. We don't.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Now, with that being said, to shift gears, let's see what Michael Jordan got to say, or had to say about Caitlin Clark last year. Let's see here. Basketball Legends makes very strong Caitlin Clark Michael Jordan statement. Since Caitlin Clark is already being mentioned along the likes of Michael Jordan, it said it may be too early to say, but Caitlin Clark has already revolutionized the game of women's basketball. There's more eyes, more coverage, and more money in the sport than ever before. That's why the WNBA legend Nancy Lieberman made a massive statement about Clark during a podcast between Indiana River and the Dallas Wings. Now, let's see here. I want to get to the part where Michael Jordan said something to her about her. All right, let's see here. Wait a minute. Oh, I think this is compare. Oh, that was when she compared, but damn. Uh-oh. Well, I think that was the wrong article. Let's see here. Michael Jordan. Let's see here. Luke Perry said, I sent you something, a messenger that supports your topic. Let me check it out. Let's see. Matter of fact, what am I doing? I can just check on Facebook. Matter of fact, let me check my phone first. Matter of fact, let's see here.
All up in me at one time. Don't try to make me take all that dick at one time.
Slow and easy.
He said, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not rush all this dick up in you at one time. I'm going to take it easy on you. She said, okay, I think I can take it. So he laid down. The nigga rushed all of that dick up in her.
Jammed it into there.
Jam! And wham!
Like Jam City.
All kind of.
Oh, okay. Hey, I appreciate you, Luke Perry, and I appreciate you for tuning in, my bro. Actually, that's actually the article that I actually read off. I don't know if you just tuned in, but I actually just read that article. The article is not a credible source. It's actually, a matter of fact, that's actually what made me bring it up. So I appreciate you bringing that up because great minds think alike. But that's actually the article that I actually wanted to address today. Life America 365. I don't know how credible they are. Like Jordan, I don't know. Jordan, I don't know. See, Jordan, he kind of stays out. I don't know if you notice. You notice that Michael Jordan, he tends to stay out of politics. He tends to stay out of politics and certain things that just will probably mess up his brand. So he kind of stays out of stuff, right? And I don't know. I don't think he'll. All right. I'm not saying that he can't comment on players. What I'm just saying is that I don't know if Michael Jordan went in on her like that, talking about, oh, you know, she was dressing all crazy and all that, and she needs to focus on her game. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of sound like something that, you know, that sounds like something that you and I would probably say. You feel me? Like, I don't know if Michael Jordan himself actually said that. Like, that is, I don't know, that would probably be libel, bro. Like, that would be like, you know, we can't put the man words in the man's mouth, even if, you know, we believe, you know, that's what, you know, he might feel, or even that's what we feel. Let's see here. Let's see here. Actually, I take that back. See, I don't, like I said, I'm glad I didn't make myself a liar. A lot of people try to compare Caitlin Clark to Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan hasn't even made a comment to them. But I am kind of glad Luke Perry did bring up this messenger thing, because guess what? We will go back to we're not going to go to the article per se, but we'll go to when everybody read the article. So I appreciate you for Luke Perry for bringing that up. What we will do is we could definitely discuss the article and what people were saying in the comments, because I think that would be fun, right? Shit. Let's see what they said in these comments, because our comment section was telling. And that's the main reason why we bring this up. Is this essentially a Facebook video, but you know, it could be talked about and discussed into the world. You feel me? So yeah, let's bring it up. So salute to Luke Perry for that. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so here we go. Hold up. Now, let's see here. Now, okay. Let's see here. Oh, see? Look. All right. So someone responds. I don't know who. Let's see here. Well, we got a brother man who says, and he's actually a friend of mine on Facebook. He says, I'm gonna solve Ryan. He said, I'm gonna solve something. He said, I'm gonna solve Ryan. He said, I'm gonna solve Ryan. I think, he said, I'm gonna solve Ryan. Something that never happened. Now, if you believe Jordan said that, you're dumb. Oh, okay. Now it says, but she looks like Sid from Ice Age. Oh my God, bruh. Yo, Facebook, yo.
Emotional damage.
Now it says Jordan nailed it. Learn from the GOAT. Sheesh. Now it says, let's see here. Let me go to the comment section real quick back. Luke Perry says, yeah, I'm just tuning in. I'm just driving, so I can't type. Oh, no doubt. And like I said, I appreciate you tuning in once again, my brother. For real. Now it says, and then Becky Sender says, we all know Mike. We all knew that, Mike, but thanks. Damn. Okay. All right, Becky Sider from wherever you are. Where you, Becky Sider? Okay. We're not even gonna, get into no particulars. Says she's LeBron's illegitimate child. Her and little Bronny have the same skill set. I don't know about all that. But damn. Let's see here. Michael's absolutely right. Michael Jordan, ever since you've been dating a white girl, you've been dodging out black ladies. Remember 3 things. Number 1, Martin Luther King. Number 2, how your dad treated women. Number 3, how you went to Paris where the man would let your mama in the store. Last but not least, remember the Almighty Jesus, something you never had, cannot have money, and God too. Not when it's love for the money. That's you, Mikey. Trust me, Mikey. Jesus is not in the shoes. Oh man. Oh damn. So basically what they saying about MJ, they basically said, basically what this person is saying, like, they're saying to the GOAT, is that
this is a sick Negro.
Damn. These comments are definitely, Facebook, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who still be on Facebook, it's telling, bruh. It's very telling, G. They just be going in, bruh. Hey, and I'm going to say this much, too. The white part of Facebook is even worse. If I was to show y'all, ooh, you know what? That might be a whole other conversation in itself, because the way when I posted that video about the Clanosphere, man, white Facebook would definitely show how racist it was. But that's another horror story in itself. We're gonna stick to the situation here about this whole Angel Reese situation. But see how the sisterhood or the brothers are going into MJ because they're not supporting Angel Reese. Damn. He said, well said, Mr. GOAT, the one and only. It says, Donald Weston says, and he said, that's all, folks. And he said, that's folks. That is the way it is. She's a joke. A lot of people don't really care for her or whatever, I guess. What else they got? He says, I agree, but social media doesn't need his opinion. This is his time to mentor her, not to criticize her, allegedly. Hey, I'm a little confused, y'all. Wait a minute. Yo, hold up. I'm a little confused. Isn't criticism a form of mentoring? Because there's something called as constructive criticism, right? So if you have constructive criticism, why can't you tell someone, hey, you know what? Maybe instead of shaking your ass, if you just focus more on your game, maybe you get some more dollars. That, even though it's disputable, it's definitely disputable that Jordan even said that in the first place. We know that it's probably, this is probably for Gazy, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't still, there isn't some truth or some merit to what was even stated, whether you like it or not, because, at the same time too, she is the one reaching out to him, not the other way around. So as long as you can learn something, what I learned? What I learned in life is God gave you 2 ears for a reason. 2 to listen, and 1, saying, and 2 to listen and 1 mouth for a reason. You know why? Because you should listen more, and maybe even listen twice if you have to. That's why I don't get emotional when I have debates with people or when we have discussions or anything like that. I don't get, because it's what I'd rather listen to intake. And yeah, I might take maybe 5 seconds to respond, but best believe when I respond or when I make a statement, I'm gonna make a statement that's, definite. And guess what? If I'm not sure about something, I'm gonna say I'm not sure about something. But if I'm gonna make a statement about something, best believe I'm gonna have a fact to back up my statement. Now, XL Pro comes through. He says, like, share, and subscribe. Cash App, $, Cali West 1. Help your boy out. Ninja broke. Salute. Yeah. But yeah, but back to the point, like I said, listening is is definitely something that people don't really do. Some people hear, but they don't listen. Because sometimes if you just hear what someone just says, anyone can hear something. You might hear someone screaming in the background. You might hear a gunshot. But guess what? If you're not, if you're not listening and you're like, okay, damn, you know what? I hear a gunshot, but that gunshot sounds really close. Maybe I should duck. Then guess what? You're asked out. And that's what a lot of people do. They hear, but they don't listen. But hey, if Michael Jordan did say that, or if other people who like Michael Jordan say that, maybe Angel Reese should take heed to it. But guess what? The truth is, Angel Reese is, I can honestly say that I do believe Angel Reese is talented. I don't think she's not talented. To say that she's not talented would be disingenuous, and that'd be a lie. But let's just be real. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like as much as she'd be a talented woman, I just believe that, what she ended up realizing, especially with the WNBA, she ended up realizing that she essentially almost in a certain way kind of hit the glass ceiling. You know, she's marketable, but she's not that marketable versus Angel Reese. I mean, versus Caitlin Clark. And look, can we say that Caitlin Clark is probably getting more hype because she's a white woman? Yes. Like, come on now. Like, we know how this game works. Like, this is marketing. Yes. I mean, to have a white woman, to be playing at her level, she's like the female Larry Bird or whatever. Yes. Like, I don't know. Like I said, Angel Reese, I'm not saying Angel Reese is not a good player, but at the same time, we definitely see that she does have a shift of focus. She has a podcast and all that. Well, she had to, she has a podcast and all that. And, she's like running around with rappers and, taking a little skimpy, little sexy pictures. And I guess, I don't know. Like, I mean, she's not a bad looking woman, but I just kind of feel like, I think if you want to be taken serious, I don't know. You know what? Hey, I'm just a ninja in the basement. What the fuck can I say, bro? But I feel like everybody, at the end of the day, maybe Angel Reese needs to maybe focus more on her money and maybe more on her image and maybe on her skill. Like Michael Jordan said, right? Now, with that being said, I do want to show y'all some clips, you know what I'm saying? Because, I want to, we got a little time to a little bullshit, but no lie, I'm probably going to sign off soon because I do want to catch up to Coach Greg Adams' local live stream. It started at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time, but, I was supposed to come on last night, but I didn't. So, I wanted to at least come out and, show y'all, show my boys some love, you know what I'm saying? Show, my ladies and gentlemen some love, everybody who support me, even though I'm a small channel and whatnot. Hey, you know what? You got to take your wins you got to take your dubs as just as much as you take your L's, right? Now, what I do want to do is shift to, for all you relationship ninjas, you never be in a situation with your girl and like you're just feeling in a good mood. You're just feeling a little goofy because, you're just feeling good about life and you just feeling a little goofy. And you might just do something that's just, goofy because, everyone can't be 100% alpha, alpha red pill guy every time. So with that being said, check this out.
Dang, stop being weird. What are you doing?
Oh, hold up.
Let me see your hand. Dang, stop being weird. What are you doing?
For sure.
Look at the little baby.
Don't give a fuck about that shit.
Babe, hold my hand.
Man, you touching up on me like this?
What are you talking about? You keep being weird. Hey, this one smells nice, right?
Type shit.
Why you been acting weird? What's going on? What's wrong?
Nah, you been acting weird. I'm good.
I haven't been acting weird. See, you don't even want to touch me.
Cool.
Yo.
You got a girl. Drop her.
Yo, how many times, you be, see, the thing is that, man, we know how to kind of like play off and be vibing, but a female's gonna go and like be acting on goofy because guess what? The truth is, this dude, he was just showing that he was having a good sense of humor. And you know what's crazy? The reason why he's not talking to her and the reason why he's backing off, because the truth is that he be doing, goofy shit, pretty often, every now and he does it more often enough to the point that she should already know what's going on. But then now she's trying to show off and flex or act funny because maybe, she feel like causing some drama. And this is something that's really factual in relationships. That's why I'm glad I'm not in one, bruh.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Now, yo. Let's just be real. You ever have that time where, like, you ever been with your boys and, I'm saying, you like, y'all had a few ladies and y'all was about to get it popping, but then one of the homeboys don't get it popping? It be hell on earth. Check it.
Thank you. You know, right? Please stop touching me. Please. Get the fuck. Damn, I can't. No. Hey, fam. Not today. Nigga, this finna go today. Hold up, one second. Can't even lie. But you want to look, fam. All I said, no. The fuck, nigga? What the fuck I'm supposed to be? Don't hug her. Nigga. Just what? This nigga got a whole girlfriend and he's married. What? So. Married? Girl, you been going right now? Hey, Philly, over here. I mean, why the fuck you jumping me? Because he got a girl. No, he's lying. Really? Call who? Call who, nigga? My wife, though? Your wife? He got 3 kids. What's your ring? You got 3 kids. I got 3 kids, but I ain't got no girl. That's cool. I got 3 kids, but I ain't got no girl. Y'all over cheating.
Hell nah.
What kind of shit is that?
Sheesh. Now, that's one thing that I don't really be on. And I was talking about that with my brother and his boy last night. Like, I'm not saying I never lied to hoes. I ain't never saying I never lied to women or any female or anything like that. But what I realized is, like, I don't have to be, I don't lie. I'd rather loiter the truth. I don't have to tell you that I got hoes, but I ain't never tell you that I was necessarily just going to be with you. And I have to be honest with you, I do be honest with women that I'm not monogamous, Not a lot of women are going to be rolling, not a lot of women are going to be willing to accept that. But, it is what it is, Now, Demetrius says, these niggas are stupid. Right. Hey, salute for checking in, G. I appreciate you. Yeah, these boys are crazy. But, hey, you know what? Let's just be real. We done had that happen to us plenty of times where you're like, you think your boy would just chill out, just talking on the phone or call another female. Like, see, hey, will really be some real pimp player type shit would be if he invited another chick where they was at and had another chick pull up on him. That would be dope. But guess what? I ain't gonna say he ain't got no game or he ain't no pimp or nothing like that. But guess what? He's in such a he's such in a what's that scarcity mindset that he has a hit on his boys because misery loves company, bro. Now that shit is some fucking crazy shit, boy.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I ain't never been cut for that cloth. Shit. Never been cut for that cloth. Shit. I even say shit. But guess what? Unfortunately, there's no honors amongst thieves, right? Because truth be told, if they would have told them hoes their situation, them hoes would have probably still fell in anyway. So hey, It is what it is. But definitely gotta watch these people. Definitely gotta watch people. People are not what they always let up to be. Sometimes your boys ain't really your boys. For real.
It's all bullshit. All of it.
What else I got in my trick bag for y'all?
And that's exactly why your ass is pregnant.
Yo.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know I done been with some questionable chicks, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I mean, I know somebody is gonna hit that, but I don't know, man. Bro. I'm a nasty boy. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams and the Nasty Boys, but I don't think I'm that nasty, bro. I ain't that nasty, bro. Trust me, I've been down bad, but I don't know. I ain't down bad like that. No. Now, this young man, he took this girl out on a dinner date, but it didn't end up the way he expected. Check this out.
Home from this first date, right? Or it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, "Oh no." What's she talking about? Oh no. What she saying? Oh no for? I'm saying, like, if you walk in the restaurant and you see me, is you gonna say, "Oh no"? I'm grateful.
What kind of shit is that?
Bruh.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Yo, that's like a little that shirt did not go with those pants or those motherfucking shoes, bro.
Emotional damage.
Hey. But yo, Demetrius brings up, he says, damn, she bent her back. What do you mean she bent her back? She ain't got no choice. She's only back, bruh. All she had was you. She was just basically a walking cervix, bruh. She was a walking pelvis, bruh. I'm gonna have to play that video one more time. I'm gonna play that video one more time just so y'all can see, bruh. Like, she ain't got a choice. Look, she ain't had no choice. I'll show the video one more time, even though I ain't gonna lie, I kind of think it's low-key kind of gross, but we're gonna show it again.
And that's exactly why your ass is pregnant.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Demetrius. Is she spreading her legs? Was she spreading her legs, bruh? Oh my God, bruh. Damn. I thought that was her thighs and then she just had no nubs. But oh, the nubs is the other way. My God.
All up in me at one time. Don't try to make me take all that dick at one time.
Slow and easy.
He said, don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I would not rush all this dick up in you at one time. I'm going to take it easy on you. She said, okay, I think I can take it. So he laid down. The nigga rushed all that dick up in her.
Jammed it into there.
Jammed and round.
Like Jam City.
All kind of.
I don't know, bruh. I'm down bad. I've been down bad, bruh, but I don't know if I'm that down bad, bruh. I'll really question my place in this universe, bro. If it's that bad, bro. Like, maybe like, maybe if like, I was a rich sicko, it probably would like, but damn, like, but just imagine that's all you could get, bro. Like, you're so damn bad that that's the only thing that you could get. Like, that's the only thing you could go. Because trust me, I've been on Facebook dating, and trust me, you could get this on Facebook dating, but, bruh, man, yo, I'm already down bad trying to do good. I don't need to be reminded of that. Hell no. Right. No. Now, uh now shit. Call me shout out to the Nasty Boys. I could probably get jiggy with this.
Issues for sure. I'd love to hear the trauma that caused.
Now, I don't know if y'all can see what it says, but basically someone says someone needs attention. Someone went to life too far for the body modifications. What else? It says, imagine hating your father so much. Now, as crazy as she look, at least she got all her body parts. And them titties, I don't know. I kind of want to see how them titties is looking under with all them tattoos. Hey, she'll just have to go through a metal detector first, bro. Wait, this bitch got fucking vampire things. What? Never mind, bro. Yo.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
This bitch probably got thorns in her pussy or some shit, bro. Or some type of something crazy, bro. Yeah. Hey, I know I'm a nasty boy, but I'm going to take that back.
Who?
Demetrius says, yeah, I can get jiggy with that. Hot tattoos is a crazy thing, though. Right. Jay Moore says, be careful. I'm going to do better be careful. Hey, Jay Moore, he said, be careful. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm finna do.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Yeah, the fang thing is what scared me. Like, it's not even a little clear demonic contacts or whatever, or even a little crazy ass tattoos. But when I see them fangs, I don't know that good. Or I don't know. That bitch liable to fucking try to bite my thing off, bro. Demetrius says, watch out. She going to suck your blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I know I want to get sucked on like a mosquito, but goddamn, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it like a vampire, bro. Like, she fucking liable to try to bite your shit off and get it from your gushing body, bro. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I said, that there've been some questions with females, but bro, I ain't trying to end up fucking Lorena Bobbitt's ex-husband.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
Sheesh. Boy.
Nope.
Now, this is a little more my flavor. Even though she's a straggle-daggle, a little bit more my flavor right here. Check this out.
All my eyes be broke. I got my money in a brain.
We ain't paying Sexy Red nothing. They love some Sexy Red shit. Now, she could come suck my blood. I ain't gonna lie. She could come suck my blood. For real. Hold up. I'll give her a few dollars. I'll definitely give her a few dollars, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You want to put that pussy on me, put it on me.
Oh, my God. And you know what's so funny? I mean, I know she got other posts or whatever, but what's with the damn bonnet, girl? Just show your hair, man. Like, even if you had a damn fade, I would have still respect that more than you having this damn bonnet. Like, you know, and she's a good looking woman. Like, let's just be real. Am I wrong? She has a pretty face. Yeah, good looking woman. Like, she has a pretty face. Even without the makeup. Her body's fucking amazing, bro. She remind me of my old coworker, bro. Oh man, shit. My coworker. Oh my god. Oh god. She looked just like that. Sheesh.
Perfect.
Jay Moore says, I was hitting this broad with a lot of tests, and that pussy was amazing. I don't mind hitting up bras with one of pussy. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing. See, that's the thing, too. And I'm kind of glad you bring that up, Jay Moore, because let's just be real. There's a difference between, you know, hey, I'm about to have a good time, and hey, I'm about to sit down and make you mine, right? And that's something that women don't understand. And this is something that's been, you know, it's like, we know that's red pill 101, but hey, man, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Most chicks who usually got tattoos, they're usually pretty good in bed. Like, I have rarely been let down by women who got a lot of tattoos. You know, most women with a lot of tattoos, they usually make sure that they top me off pretty well. Then Jay Moore, sexy red music I hate. Hey, join the club. Join the club. He says, I love them chocolate bald-headed bitches. Hey, salute. Hey, I could definitely still go sign that. You know. Beat this. Look, I just kind of feel like if Black women were to embrace who they are, they would be that much better off. But you know, who am I to say? You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say? Because I'm an equal opportunity employer. If I could get some white poom poom, I'm getting a white poom. I could get some black poom poom, I could get some black poom poom. If I could luck up and have enough ducats to go get me some Asian poom poom, I'm gonna go get me some Asian poom poom. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, nothing. Hey, no, look, nothing's better than a black woman, a beautiful, attractive black woman who has a beautiful personality to go with it. Only the thing is, that's few and far between. Matter of fact, since we talk about some baddies and we're just having some fun, you know, it's Sunday, we're just having some fun. I'm gonna show you some other little good-looking chicks that we have. While I look for that, let's play this one video that I thought was actually kind of funny.
Hey, stop! Both of you stop! That's enough! I'm a police officer!
Shit, he was fucking out of there. Where they at? I know I had something for y'all. I know I do.
Arch your back and let me burst it, burst it, burst it. Walk it up and let me burst it up, burst it up, burst it up, girl.
Sheesh. Jay Moore says, black women, yeah, Jay Moore says black women have their own uniqueness. Hey, they do. You know, they all have their own uniqueness. But black women definitely have their own uniqueness. And I believe that black women definitely need to embrace that difference, you know, because Asian women do too. You know, hey, white woman, hey, the smartest white woman could do is embrace the fact that she ain't got no ass, and you know, just embrace it. You know, so there's gonna be somebody who's gonna like you for not having no ass. That's why you never seen. Well, I'm not gonna say they don't get their own form of BBLs, because getting your breast done is a form of a BBL too. But let's just be real. There's a lot of, you know, rich, successful white men who got white women with flat asses. There's a lot of rich, influential black men with white women with flat asses. With that being said, everyone has a reason for why they like it.
Let me burst it, burst it, burst it. Walk it up and let me burst it up, burst it up, burst it up, girl.
Now, Jay Moore says, bad luck. Oh, he said, bad luck, ass Jamaican woman. You think, hey, you know what, man? I don't know if they're bad luck. I don't know about that. I don't know if I could agree to that or not. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I could just be being, what's the word? I could be being biased because I'm a Jamaican American. But hey, here's a joke. I have plenty of girlfriends. I don't think any of them have been Jamaican.
Emotional damage.
So, Jay Moore, I don't know. Like, are you onto something? Maybe you are. I don't know. I don't know. He said, bro, there are some white women with natural fat asses. That is true. That is true. That might go actually segue to the next video. If I'm in the right file, we could talk about these fat ass white women in style. I'm gonna try to find them, okay? I'm gonna try to find them because I'm glad that you bring that up. Because we're just having fun, and like I said, I'm about to get off soon, but y'all boys is tuning in, and I like to take advantage of the fact that y'all boys is tuning in, and show y'all my respect.
How much is it? $1.64. Comes with toxic traits. You can spit in my mouth, chew in my mouth. That's how toxic I am. I gotta get $1.64. $1.64. Let's go. Come to me. Just let me move some of this shit out the way.
I don't want to ride in the back seat. I want to ride in the trunk.
Oh, you toxic for real?
I want to ride in the trunk.
God damn, this ass sit up better than 2 air mattresses. I got, okay, how the fuck? $1.64, I'm getting you in this car. But I gotta know first, baby, do you love me?
I love you, Poppy.
Do you trust me?
I trust you, Poppy.
Oh, I finally found one that trusts
Who you
me.
texting?
Bitch, what you say?
Who you texting?
I ain't even got my phone. What did you talking? One more fucking time to slap me, I'm seeing your ass back, okay?
Poppy, you don't want me?
No, I don't. No, I don't never want you to leave me. I'm about to go crazy.
Poppy, I want something.
What you want me? I got it for you. What you need? You can have my mama's social, my social.
Baby oil.
I think I got some baby oil. Hold on. Ain't this a bitch?
Girl, you know my song out trick. I just tricked this nigga out his Benz. I'm about to come get you, bitch.
Damn, hey, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Yeah, like you mad at a bitch.
They love that Sexy Red music, don't they? Yo, they love that Sexy Red. They love some Sexy Red, don't they? Jay Moore, I actually didn't put your posted comment yet because you're almost hitting us with too much facts. I almost want to dive into that in a second. So let me just read this one comment real quick. K. Davis comes through. He says, "What's up, Cali West? Salute." And then Demetrius comes through. He says, "This ninja." He said, "This nigga is stupidity." Yeah, ain't he a fool? I forgot his name on Facebook, but definitely check him out. He said, "The last thing you want is a woman trusting you 100%. You know what? See, hey, you're making some good comments, but let's revisit your first comment that you said. Because that's very important. Very important. Because you said something else. He says, bad luck ass Jamaican woman. But then he says, bro, there are some white women. No. Okay. We're going to get to that in a moment. Because we just showed a fat woman with a fat white ass. Everyone says, everyone I dealt with ended up being bad luck. Then they tried to own you. Yo, that might be a good question because, dude, I can honestly say that although I never had a Jamaican girlfriend, I'm not gonna say I never dealt with Jamaicans, especially living in Miami. That's kind of one of the reasons when I was moving to Miami, I was kind of like, okay, well, I finally, and best believe I done slept with plenty of Jamaican women. Like, look, I've been with so many Jamaican women that I should have had plenty of Jamaican girlfriends. But guess what? Jay Moore might have put out a fact. He might have put out a fact that. They might want to own you and they might be bad luck because, my dad was married to 2. So I don't know. You know,
He ain't lying.
hey, you know, he might be, he might be onto something, and that might be something I might definitely want to kind of expound on maybe later on. But then Jay Moore then says, last thing you want a woman trusting you is 100%. And I agree. Look, here's the thing. I would just want a woman to trust that I'm gonna protect her. Look, I would say this much, and we're probably saying the exact same goddamn thing, but I want to add a little. I want to add a little more. I want to add a little bit more clarity to what you said, and to maybe expound on what you said. I want women to trust me that I'm gonna be the man that I am. What that means is not the man that they want me to be, the man that I am. So if I say to you, girl, if I say I'm gonna pick you up, I'm gonna pick you up. But bitch, if you fucking me over, I'm gonna cut your ass off. She could trust in that. She could trust in the facts that are presented to her. I have no problem with that. You know, if she know I'll 100% drop her ass for disrespecting me, hey. But I think we're both saying the same thing. But I just gonna want to add a little clarity to that. You feel me? Jed Moore says Jamaican women are true opportunists. Hey, I kind of feel like, you know, sisters, they are very, not all black women. Some sisters tend to kind of, there are some sisters who could tend to be a little bit of a gold diggers, but they're a Jamaican woman. No such thing. You can't even call a Jamaican woman a gold digger because most of them are. Sheesh. Damn, Jay Moore.
Emotional damage.
Dude, you are kind of kicking them with the facts. Like, there's nothing that you could really you have said today that I actually could disagree with at all. Like, trust that he said that L be fire. He said you trust that I'll fire her ass. Hey, salute to that. Hey, facts. Right, facts. Ken Davis says I don't want a modern looking woman. Whew, good luck with that. Yeah, you might have to go. You might have to go to a foreign country for something better, my G. Jay Moore says Jamaican women aren't sisters; they're a whole different animal. I look. I disagree because as a Jamaican American, that's not. Just we can talk about that all day. All right, how can I say this? It's like, okay, you know how like a Chevrolet. All right, for example, I'm glad you mentioned this because I was with some Islanders yesterday and we were talking about cars. So this is the best way to kind of describe women. American women are like Chevrolets, right? You know, they could be sleek and sexy, but they could also be loud, obnoxious, you know, a little too heavy on the rear end, right? All right. So let's talk about Jamaican women. Jamaican women, they could be like BMWs, or they could be like that old ass Toyota Corolla, you know what I'm saying, that you don't want to be seen in, right? With that being said, my whole point is that they're all cars. The difference is that, you know, they just might have different, you know, ways about going about it. Believe me, bruh, Jamaican women are literally just like American women. Here's the thing, there's a lot of, I'm sure you could put on a lot of differences, and that could probably be where you could probably correct me on that, and you will probably be right on any of those differences. But there's like, it's just like a car. A car is still a car. Like they all still got four wheels, one in the car, four on the road. They all are still essentially the same. Trust me, bruh. I'm telling you this. All right, when it comes to dealing with beautiful women, they all are opportunities. But I have to admit, no lie, I have to hands down bow to you and admit that you are right about they are definitely very opportunities. They'll basically let it out. They'll let it be known up front, which is maybe a good thing because sisters, they want it too. They're just going to tell you later on after you don't got the pussy. You feel me? So they have a deep understanding of men. You know what? They do. You know what? They do. Well, they have no choice but to, because guess what? They don't have daddy government in their country to support them as much. So guess what? it's best to understand your enemy even more. It's kind of like the Vietcong. The reason why they're able to take on the U.S. Army in the Vietnam War is because not only did they know their terrain, not only did they know their terrain, they knew their terrain. Yeah, they knew their terrain. That's what let them beat them. It's not the fact that they were strong enough to fight the machine straight up. Because guess what? When the Vietnamese went against the Americans head on, it was not usually the Americans won. But guess what? They used the fact that they had a strategic, they knew the land and they used guerrilla warfare to basically beat the Americans. Now, Jay Davis says, but the Toyota Corollas is more dependable and the maintenance won't put you in bankruptcy. Ha ha ha. Right. Okay. That's true, Ken Davis. Ken Davis, you're right. Look. Hey. You're right. But guess what? A Toyota Corolla cannot do what a BMW could do. A Toyota Corolla cannot do what a BMW could do. And guess what? If you can afford a BMW, it's not going to put you in bankruptcy. Like, think about it. Let's just be real, y'all. If you're a millionaire, and don't get wrong, the reason why millionaires are sour about their divorces, it's not so much that they can't afford it. It is that they don't want to afford it on that. You feel me? So, you guys just say, look, you only got one life to live. You drive a Toyota Corolla. You drive a Toyota Corolla, you can get Toyota Corolla type bitches. You drive a BMW, you can get BMW type bitches. You feel me? Like, you drive a Chevy Caprice, you can get Chevy Caprice type bitches. If you drive a Chevy Corvette, you get Chevy Corvette type of bitches, right? Hey, so, there's always trade-offs. That's why I would never come on the show and never tell anyone to not date black women. Because that'll be, just go date white women and go date a white trash woman. No. You go and, you date all type of women. If you get a good black woman, date her. If you get a good white woman, date her. Get a good Asian woman, anyone go where you're celebrated, all right? And go where your pockets could afford. Luke Perry says, in 9 minutes behind in the video about on a 2014 Toyota Corolla, and I would never get rid of it. Don't. Hey, my car is about that year and nothing's wrong with it. Hey, but check this out. Look, I got a Nissan Altima, okay? I said it. I got the baby mama mobile, okay? I drive a baby mama mobile, right? But guess what? It's mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no high interest payments. As a matter of fact, it has no payments at all, okay? If the engine was to go out, I could just put another engine in it tomorrow, right? But I also have an Infiniti G35 because guess what? My Nissan Altima cannot do what my G35 could do. You feel me? My G35, I could drive me going straight, and if I want to go the opposite way, I could literally just by pressing on the gas and letting off the clutch, I could literally spin around and go back in the opposite direction, and just like I was going back straight again. My Nissan Altima can't do that, my Nissan Altima can't go sideways. My Nissan Altima, doesn't look cool. You know what I'm saying? It has 4 doors, you know what I'm saying? And, they probably think I'm driving my girlfriend's car. You feel me? But when my G35, people know I'm doing something. You feel me? People that can look at it and say, all right, he's a racer or, he's into drifting or anything. I'm in the drift circuit or something. It's a different type of car. You feel me? Shit. Even has a little more sex appeal because it's still a sports car. You feel me? Now, Jay Moore says, stop dating, my ninja. Dating is some suckers and definitely a BS structure agreement that has been designed by the system. Hey, look, peep this. But here's the thing. That's funny you say that because I don't date. And and if you ever catch me say that I date, I'm using the word date loosely. It's probably more pay for play than it is really a date for me. I'm not saying look, if I was going to say that I never met up with a girl recently and had a drink with her, I'll be a lie. But I do not go and, I don't go and take girls out on dinner dates. I ain't going to be like, hey, I ain't going to be like our young brother here. And you know what? We went on a tangent and forgot to talk about this dude right here.
home from this first date, right? Or it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, "Oh no." What's she talking about? Oh no. What she saying? Oh no for?
Oh man.
I'm saying, like, if you walk in the restaurant and you see me, is you gonna say, "Oh no"?
Oh man, hold up.
I'm grateful.
Now it comes on. We'll get back to that white booty in a minute. And Jay Moore said something else before he went to that last thing. He says a G35 is a sports car with a suit. G35 was built on a 350Z platform. Facts. But I don't know. Here's the thing, though. As much as I like a Z, and I ain't gonna lie, I've even thought about buying a Z because I've seen a couple of Zs in a paper, and I thought about maybe taking a Z and building it. The only thing is about a Z. I mean, the truth is, I think I like the only thing I think I like about the G35 versus the C is the fact that it has a back seat. Even though no one's gonna be in the back seat, I still like the fact that I can still put my camera back there. I can kind of put my gear back there. I mean, I guess I could put it in the trunk, but you know, I don't know if you have a Z, but have you seen the Z's trunk? Like, it's big, but not the way you want it to be big, and it's very shallow. I like to have my back seat, you know, just in case I might need to put another spare tire back there. You feel me? You know, on track days, you know, you can burn through tires on these drift cars. So I kind of wanted to have a back seat. It's like a just in case kind of factor. The Z doesn't have no rear back seat. It's a roadster. It's a 2-door. It's a literal coupe, like all the way coupe. Now, Ken David says, "What if a man with a Toyota Corolla can drive a woman up to drive a woman up to a house, and a man that a BMW is pulling up to a place with a gate and end up being an apartment?" Are you taking a shot at me, Ken Davis? Ken Davis, are you taking a direct shot at me?
Emotional damage.
Nah. Hey, why you do me damn day like that?
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Well, look, yo, man, you know what? This might be something that y'all might have to ask Coach Greg Adams about, but I'll kind of just say my piece about this. There's always trade-offs, right? I mean, check it. If you have look, I ain't gonna lie, let's be real. If you pull up in a 2008 Toyota Corolla, but you pull up in a house in Aventura, and you get out with any chick, whether she's a hood rat or whether she's from Beverly Hills, you're clapping, bruh. You're definitely gonna be clapping cheeks, bruh. Yo, that's undeniable.
She wanna put that pussy on me, put it on me.
Right. But at the same time, too, if a chick's in your BMW and you're pulling up to your apartment, I mean, it's pretty much obvious. At this point, she probably already in your car because she already want to fuck you. And maybe she just want to fuck you because of your car. Maybe she want to fuck you because you're already going to pay for her. I don't know. Like, you know, there's always trade-offs, though, Ken Davis. Like I said, I have a 2000, you know, I have 2013? Was it 2014 Nissan Altima? Probably even older than that. I got to look at the paperwork again. But it's one of those years. It's not 2020. It's not newish, you know. I'm not saying that, you know, it's an economic car. It's good on gas. I get that. But there's always trade-offs, you feel me? Like, you know, you got to pick your poison, right? So I'm not down to anyone who has Corollas because I have a 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car too. But at the same time, I can also say on the other end too, like, I do have another car, and the other car just a little, you know, like I was at the, you know, and my G35 is not even really in project status. And I can honestly say there was a few Spanish chicks and a couple little Jamaican chicks, and, you know, looking when I was kind of pulling in, you know. So, you know, I mean, it has to, you know, like, you know, hey, like, it's just a different type of car, like, versus if I was driving a Nissan Altima, the bitches ain't gonna look at all. But for some reason, they was looking at me last night. So I don't know. Now, Jay Moore says, get away from the 3.5 engine. The 3.7 is the solution to the 3.5 problems. But guess what? 3.7. You know what, Jay Moore? You sound like you must have had a 350Z or something like that. You're obviously a mechanic or into this because you're saying some specifics that we are familiar with the VQ world. I don't know if you see, but I got my VQ Powerhouse shirt on. But yeah, I you know what? We could talk about the pros and cons about both motors because the 3.7 is still a better motor. But to be honest with you, Jay Moore, if I was gonna go and want to get a 3.7, to be honest with you, to make it more cost effective to me and less time consuming, I would just opt and just I'll just go get a G37. I would not put a 3.7. To me, I've seen people put 3.7s into the G35 body, and I feel like that's a waste of time and money. Just go ahead and just come up with an extra few thousand, another couple thousand, and just sell your G35s, just sell that body, sell you that G35 body, and just get you a G37, right? I just go get it, because you have to do the wiring and all that stuff, and the transmission and all that. Let's go get your G37. And to be honest with you, the G35 is only going to keep the VQ for so long. I'm not even going to keep the 3.5 for so long. I plan to actually swap and go LS and put a Chevy Camaro engine in that shit. Either that or a 6.0 GTO engine. But I need more horsepower, to be honest, bro. I need way more horsepower. But, Jay Moore says that's what I'm saying. I get it. But here's the thing, though. There's way more. All right, but here's the thing, though. When it comes to performance, though, let's just be real, though, Jay Moore. When it comes to performance, the G35 platform actually has way more modifications. Like, I could get a turbo kit. That will fucking bang the shit out of any 3.7 turbo kit. That, and there's way more parts, and there's more parts and accessibility. There's pros and cons to that, but we're not gonna bore everybody because no one, most people on here probably don't even care about hearing about 350Zs and shit like that. You feel me? Now, Ken Davis says, I'm just saying, some people focus on small part of the picture and not the whole picture. BMW might get you better pussy, but the Toyota Corolla might be a better go-getter. Hey, I agree. And Jay Moore, he said, that's what I'm saying. I totally agree with that. No, but back to Ken Davis. I totally understand what you're saying. I agree. Look, there's always trade-offs, y'all. Look, there's trade-offs in life. I totally always say what you're saying. There's trade-offs in life. You got to pick and choose what you want. Look, guess what? If a woman likes you, whether she likes you because of how you look, whether you are a trick or whether you want to go trick on her or pay to play, she's still you're gonna get what you're gonna get anyway. But like I was saying, I would never tell my guys to go out there and go buy a car to go get a certain type of girl. But I will say this: if you are buying a car and you want to attract girls, having a nice car or having a type of sporty car might kind of attract more women. Like I'll be a liar to tell y'all, oh, you can get the same type of girls you're gonna get with a Toyota Corolla as you will get with a BMW. And maybe in theory you probably can, but in what circumstance? In what circumstance? He said, if you get pussy off your car, you might as well just trick straight up. Hey, Jay Moore, it made me miss Coach Greg Adams' local live stream. But dude, I'm having a good time with y'all. But you're right, Jay Moore. But look, but that's true. Look, guess what? Hey, I don't necessarily have a nice car. Guess what? But I still be motherfucking tricking. I mean, trust me. Like these same dudes who's like fucking these girls, and they dudes got these BMWs and these Benzes and stuff like that. If you have enough chicken scratch, you can still get the same type of bitch, which is actually really crazy. So yes, you could be in a Toyota Corolla and get the same type of girls if you want. Yes. If it's still gonna end up paying anyway. So yes, there is a caveat to that. Look, there's all trade-offs. But here's my question to you though, Ken Davis. If you had enough money, if you had LeBron James money, forget LeBron James, if you had, I don't know, who can we name? Who's good athlete, but they don't make a lot of money. I don't know. Let's say somebody who's on the starting lineup of the, a player of the starting lineup of the Miami Heat. Not all of them make big money, but you make good money, right? Would you honestly say that you would honestly opt for the Toyota Corolla, right? If you had enough money to go get a BMW or a Benz or a Porsche or a Ferrari, like, would you rather just say, I got all this money, but I'm just going to go buy, I'm going to go and just get a Toyota Corolla. Like, I'm going to say if you want a Toyota Corolla as your other low-key car, if you just, for some reason, for some reason like it, but you would just say that if you had exponential money, like to the point that, money was not an issue, money was no object, you would just opt for a Toyota Corolla. Because guess what? Even though I drive basically a Toyota Corolla myself, I would not opt for that. Like, if I had more money, I'll just go ahead and man, look. If I was to tell y'all what type of car I really want, y'all, it'll probably even be, y'all probably be like, damn, really? You want to go spend your money on that? But yes, I would go and spend my money on that, Now, Jay Moore says, I'd rather doing an LS swap version versus trying to figure out what these bitches want to ride in. Hey, like, why you think I got a G35? Because trust me, hey, I ain't gonna lie, your boy done fix his credit, you feel me? Your boy done fix his credit, you know what I'm saying? And, I could go ahead and, hey, I essentially worked 3 jobs already anyway. I could go ahead and just break the bank and, and cut corners, and I could go get me an SRT right the fuck now. Like, you feel me? Like, so not like I live in like a big ass house or nothing like that. I don't have like that many bills. I guess I could just go all out and just put all my money into my car or whatever, right? And then with that, right? I could, but it's, I have other things that I have, on my plate that are more important in life. So guess what? I could just drive I could drive my little Nissan Altima until, I get my shit better, until I really be in the position to really be doing shit. And then Jay Moore says, I'd rather be doing, yeah, we already read that already. Jay Moore says, I have a 1971 Dodge Demon 340, and most people don't know what it is, especially a woman. Hey. But guess what, Jay Moore? In a 71 Dodge Demon, even if they don't know what it is, that type of car, though, it's kind of weird because even though women don't know about cars, right? And even though she might not really truly appreciate it, they can still kind of know it. They still know it's something. Like, here's the thing. Certain cars, there's certain body lines, even if it's an old car, that a female could look at a car and be like, this is something. Like, she's like, she don't know what it is, but she knows something. She's like, she knows it's like something of value. Those type of cars, unless you got a junker. I mean, I know you ain't driving around no damn 1971 Dodge Demon looking like a junker. It probably looks good. So with that being said, like, trust me, women have a way of, like, remember you said, like, women have a way of knowing without knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it's not falling apart. So guess what? When you get a woman in a classic car and those doors close up, like, it closes up as if it's like a 2020 Lexus, it kind of sounds like a Cadillac, a click. It don't, like, look, my brother had a 77 Impala, and we just slammed the door, he's like, bang, bang, bang. Why? Because he was missing seals, rubbers in the door and all that stuff, right? Internally and externally. But when you get into a classic car that's like restored or in good shape, it just closes. When it closes like, like it did back in 1971. You feel me? Now, Jay Moore says there was only 10,000 made. My dad was the original owner. Salute to fathers. Passing down legacies. That's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, man. Like, that's one thing I could definitely say. There's not much I could say about my pops. I mean, even though I was raised by the man, there's not much I really talk about. But one thing I could definitely say is one of probably my fondest memories that I have of my dad, rest in peace, is the fact that we did have an opportunity to work on cars. Like, he helped me in my old schools. Like, and dude, that was like the first time, man. I had to say it. you know, if I end up crying, y'all, you know, please forgive me, okay, if I end up crying on this live with y'all. But dude, like, that's probably, you know, because my dad, you know, he's been gone for like what? He's been gone for like 12 years now. But it's just like, damn, like, you know what I feel so good about that situation is the fact that, like, me and my dad, we never really had the best relationship in the world, even though he did raise me. So, you know, I mean, it wasn't all bad. But with that being said, I would say my fondest memory was the fact that when we was working on, you know what I'm saying, on my car. And that, dude, that was like the best. Like, that was like, that right there, that was almost like a dream come true in itself. Like, and it's like, you know, like, that's what men are supposed to do. Men are supposed to kind of they're supposed to guide their sons and, you know, put them in the right direction and have a bonding moment. And, you know, and I guess maybe the reason why we kind of had the bond is because, you know, I knew the garage and outside was somewhere where my stepmother was somewhere where she didn't really want to be, you know, because we get down and dirty. So guess what? They don't want to be around. So, you know, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Jay Moore said that's that bonding shit. Yeah, man. So salute to fathers, man. I told myself, man, when my old ass end up having kids, I will always want to have an old school car for them, even if they might not even want the old school car. Like, all right, if I ever have a son, if he wanted a car in high school, he'll have to get an old school and he'll have to restore it and put it together. Like, I'll make it to the point that he has to restore the car. And if I have to help him, even if I had to pay for it, he will still have to build the car from the ground up. Every time he did good in school, or every time he was doing what he was supposed to do, we'll go from primer to paint, from paint to motor, or whatever he wants to. And guess what? And when he graduates, then he'll go get a regular car. But I do not believe in putting young kids in new cars because they're not going to appreciate it. And they're going to crash. Look, if you don't pay for something, you're liable to crash it more than likely versus if you were to put your own money into it. Ken Davis says, I'm old school. I've seen people pull the finest chicks with the most humble looking cars. I've seen dudes pull bad chicks being on public transportation. Ken Davis, you're right, brother. Look, brother. Look. Y'all boys, don't crucify me today. I'm not saying that y'all not right, because I agree. Look, I've seen it before. Ken Davis, everything you're saying is true. But is it the case all the time? And let me ask you a question. These dudes who's pulling these chicks with these humble looking cars, how did these dudes look? There's a lot of nuance today. How did these dudes look? Because, why am I smelling this long ass little piece of shit? You know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tune into Culturally Grabbing's locals just to show my support. But we still gonna carry on. You feel me? Because you know, I gotta support CGA. He's the truth. He's the truth. And I still haven't. Okay, you better log in. Because I want to show y'all something. Kind of towards my point. Hold on. And y'all really hit me up in his comments, you know that? But we're gonna talk in a second. We're gonna rap. Okay, because I'm trying to support the coach real quick. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right, and then I'll continue on. Oh shit. That's one negative thing about having more than one computer. I be getting confused. Yeah, I wish I had my assistant with me today. Okay. I want to go back to touch that on Ken Davis's point because he brings up a good point. He brings up a good point, Ken Davis. He said, I've seen, okay. All right. I've seen, look, Peters, you're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, I cannot dispute that. But my only question is that how often, like, it's like, okay, it's like I've seen dudes with no money get with a rich bitch. But can I go and do the same thing? Maybe not. Because maybe the other dude, maybe the other dude is maybe I might think I'm the shit, but maybe on a realistic terms, maybe let's see here. Maybe I'm, maybe I'm, it's not that anything's wrong with me. I'm a good looking dude too, but maybe the other dude is a better looking dude. Maybe he's taller than me. Let's see here, green-eyed. Let's see here, green-eyed. Let's see here, green-eyed criminal. Let's see here, green-eyed criminal turn model. Okay. All right. Do y'all remember that dude? How can I forget his name? Jeremy Meeks. Now I remember his name now after I done doing all that goddamn typing. Jeremy Meeks. Look, this dude right here. God damn it. I got too many things up. Too many things up, bro. And we still didn't talk about this dude in his little outfit either. This is what I do want to talk about, though. Remember this guy right here? Do y'all remember this man right here? Jeremy Meeks. Oh, shit. Look. Jeremy Meeks. This cat right here. I just want to pull up the damn image. But y'all see him on the page. Now, Ken Davis. Jeremy Meeks. Trust me, he had nothing, okay? All right. This brother, Jeremy Meeks, has nothing, dude. Nothing, okay? Nothing. Dude, at this time, Jeremy Meeks, at that time, was probably, look, Jeremy Meeks was even broker than me, bro. All right? Broker than me.
You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
This dude didn't have a pen. Probably didn't have a pit to piss, a pot to piss in, right? But guess what? Jeremy Meeks, he could go ahead. Look, trust me. Jeremy Meeks has no problem getting a girl with no car. Look, girls with cars will go pick him up. But are we Jeremy Meeks? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might not have no car. He might live with his mama. I don't know. He might have a real fucked up ass situation. But guess what? He still got a jet. Look, he still was blessed genetically, bruh. This man has been blessed genetically. He tall. He light skinned, dude. He got green eyes, bruh. Like, dude. Even like, so I mean, but can everybody do what Jeremy Meeks? Can everybody get out of jail and become a model? The only other person, look, here's the only other person who could get out of jail and end up being a model like Jeremy Meeks, right? Like pretty Ricky ass Jeremy Meeks is this dude right here. Look, this dude right here, he pulled it off. Look, all right. So because these dudes pulled it off, you think we could go ahead and do what these dudes do? No, because guess what? They got something. Like they got something that women are willing to kind of overlook their attributes or lack thereof, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, hey, if you want to, hey, so, so like I said, it's not that women, there's not dudes who out here who's on public transportation that they can pull a fine chick and be on a bus too, but there's always trade-offs, you feel me? There's always trade-offs. Jay Moore says, my son is 16 and he has an 89 Chevy Caprice Classic. Nice. Remember, I don't know if you heard on the show, but my brother had a 77 box Chevy. He had a two-door, though. And actually, it wasn't even a Caprice. It was technically Impala, even though it's the same body. It's essentially the same fucking shit, but, it's a Impala because it was 77. And then we have Devin's a single mom. He said, "Are you still on good terms with Donovan Sharp?" I don't know. You know what? I would say I don't have any beef with Donovan Sharp. You know, I definitely didn't appreciate the fact of how he, of how he handled our conversation together. But, do I have any dislike for him or anything like that, or, anything like that? No. I think from a content creator standpoint, I think as a YouTuber, I understand maybe why he did it because, at the end of the day, this is all about the Benjamins. It is the money. This is a business. And, he's going to push whatever it is, that's going to get him views. So, and he has a certain, what's the word? Certain demographic that he appeals to. And he's going to say whatever they're going to say, because let's just be real, people have been telling people what they want to hear. A lot of people tell people what they want to hear all the time, and people are comfortable with that. I think my only problem with Donovan Sharp is the fact that if two men are having a conversation, whether I'm on his platform or not, I should be able to speak my point and make and say what I gotta say. You shouldn't have to interject or try to overtalk me and pull rank just because it's your show. At that point, I just believe that approach is disingenuous. But hey, like I said, he gotta look good in front of his viewers. Hey, he get a lot of viewers. So hey, he gotta entertain to that. And like I said, it's a business. But I can still have my stance and I'm still gonna say what I say. I can still have my beliefs. But when I say what I say, I'm not gonna back down or say something else because a bigger content creator has his own belief. Now, Ken Davis says, and if you have a mouthpiece and confidence, you can pull anybody, but I'm retired. Ken Davis, all right. But would you, read this. Would you agree though, Ken Davis, that it's not just mouthpiece? Because I think if a bum woke up, right? He ain't take a shower in weeks and he go up to a rich chick, and just because he has confidence, she might laugh and think it's kind of cute that he has confidence, that he has this, this amazing personality. And she might be like, man, you know what? Damn, if he just wasn't a bum. But I don't think his mouthpiece is going to make her say, you know what? I'm going to take you home and I'm going to shower you up and make you my man. There's a little bit more nuance than just mouthpiece. I believe that you have to have a mouthpiece and then something with that mouthpiece. Like, for example, if you have a mouthpiece, but you have a nice gold chain on and you got a nice Rolex watch, or you have a nice little Movado watch on or something like that, or, you got a mouthpiece, but you got a Versace suit on or something like that, or you got a Versace belt, you got a Versace bag or something like that, or I don't know, you got a mouthpiece, but you're a good looking dude, you're going to go a long way. But I don't think just the whole prime, I don't think the whole just mouthpiece alone makes you, get girls. But I do believe though, Ken Davis, that men should be good at talking to women. I do believe that, but I don't believe that it's all on game. It's a little bit more than that, because I believe the same person could be saying the same thing, and he might not get the females. Now, Luke Perry says Meeks a tuber actor. Meeks is a tuber actor. Which Meeks? Which Meeks? Which Meeks? Luke Perry. He said, Luke, I recognize your name. Devin's a single mom. He says, Devin's a single mom. Said the thing you need to understand is he has no principles. That's why he has been lying about marrying a single mom for years. Man, you know what? I know I've had a big disagreement with Donovan Sharp, right? And I didn't even know that even people would even be paying attention because I don't have a big channel, you feel me? But at the same time, he has a very big following. So there's a possibility why people are maybe coming to my channel. And I don't know. Look, I've heard little rumors and stuff, but I don't know nothing about Donovan Sharp's personal life. People have made shots and accusations. I don't know nothing about the man's personal life. All I know is that me and this man had a disagreement. But I don't know, because see, at first someone said on my last stream that, oh, he's married. I didn't know the man was married. I just thought this is his girlfriend. I don't know. He said that I thought he said that he would not get married, or I don't know if he was ever married before, but I never knew that he was even married. Now y'all coming now saying that he's married to a single mom. Devin has kids now. I thought, look, when I used to watch Donovan Sharp, I was always under the impression that Devin had no kids. I don't know. I mean, whether that's something I need to understand. But I kind of guess I kind of understand what you're trying to hint towards. I guess maybe towards his character. But his character is not really something that I'm really even take a shot at. I like to kind of deal with the message at hand, because guess what? That's not really here or there for me, but I will stand on my talking points. I'll stick to that. But that's what your opinion is. Devin's a single mom. Okay. All right. You know what? Okay. Yeah. With that being said, now Luke Perry, you said Meek's a Tubi actor. Are you talking about the dude who had the chicks? Oh, and I know you watching it. I don't know if you watched it. You playing it for the beginning, because you did say you're 9 minutes behind, so you probably catching up to stuff. You probably catching up to the part where I was playing the dude who had the chick who he bought from the store. But see, here's the thing. Y'all kind of threw me off with these chats a little bit. Oh, you mean Jeremy Meeks? I'm like, yeah, Meeks. I'm like, Meek Mill? I just said the fucking man's name. Oh my God. Y'all got me all over the place. Y'all know that?
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Luke Perry says Jeremy Meeks in a movie fucking Lil Mama, the rapper. Really? That's funny.
She won't put that pussy on me, put it on me.
That's not, but here's the thing though. Like I said, I've seen men do amazing things with little. Unfortunately, when I try to copy that, it don't work for me, bro. It just don't work the same. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work the same. Like when I try to do the same things, it just don't work. The only thing is that I don't know. I just know that I'm just trying to get my chicken bag up, y'all. I want to be able to choose if I want to get a sports car. If I want to go buy, look, if I want to be like, for example, Kristen Bell, yo, Kevin, Kristen Bell. I don't know I know you, Ken Davis. Kristen Bell has been known to drive his 2001 or 1998-99 Toyota Tacoma, and he's been driving it even though he's a millionaire, right? And a lot of people commend him for that. And I commend him for that because guess what? He doesn't care about having a new car. But guess what? He's like, he played Batman, dude. This dude was in so many movies, American Psycho and all that. That's the right. Yeah, I think it's Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell has an old car, but guess what? I'm almost 100% sure Kristen Bell probably has a new car. He just don't tell people about. I'm sure that he has like a sports car somewhere tucked in somewhere at his dad's house somewhere or some garage somewhere in Beverly Hills that people don't even know about. And guess what? When he be driving around regularly, because to make him inconspicuous, he probably just drives his regular ass old car. But guess what? If he's a millionaire and he wants to drive an old car, so be it. But guess what? His face could get him anywhere he wants. If he lost his wallet, he could walk into a hotel and people will recognize his face and they'll probably give him a hotel stay just based off his face, like they did Tina Turner and What's Love Got to Do with It, because he is who he is. That don't mean that we could. All I'm saying is that y'all, I'm not down in anyone's car because I have a bullshit car too. But I know that when you don't have a bullshit car, you attract a different type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's just be real. Like, yeah, just because somebody else could do it don't mean that, we're gonna tell other people that they should be able to just rely on that too. But with that being said, that's just a very, very fun discussion talking about that, y'all. What else I was gonna show you? Oh, but let's go back to, dating or this dude's outfit. Let's just talk about this dude's outfit again, okay? Because I just think this is actually funny. Not because we're trying to tease this man, but because we're trying to teach this young man.
Home from this first date, right? Or it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, "Oh no." What's she talking about? Oh no. What she saying? Oh no for? I'm saying, like, if you walk in a restaurant and you see me, is you gonna say, "Oh no"? I'm grateful.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Ken Davis says, that's my point about being humble. Oh, okay. No doubt. I get it. I get it. But Ken Davis, everyone can't land on that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I know y'all heard me say this before. Peep this. I get bitches now and I'm broke. But guess what? When I not get better bitches or a better caliber woman, when I have more money, I mean, come on now. We can't just rest on game and if she really like you. See this. All right, fine. Wouldn't your game even be better? Like, for example, a pimp's game is even better because he has a Cadillac. A pimp game is even better because he has a nice threads. A pimp game is even better because he's sharp and he has like stuff. He has money. He has things that these females admire. I'm just saying, if you're like, wouldn't that help your game even more if you had a nice car to go with it? Wouldn't it not help your game more if you had the money to go with it? Would it not help you more? Like, I'm just saying, like, you can still be a humble dude with all that shit. You can still be a game. You can still have game and mouthpiece with nice shit. My whole thing is that, but why does it have to be, okay, well, you know what? Why does it have to be, well, you know what? I can still get, you know what I'm saying, bad bitches with it. I mean, I guess you can, but can your brother can the next man can? They can. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can't. Like, that's just the way of life. Like, people, a lot of people think that the slaves, like black women, were being raped on the plantation. The truth is, they didn't have to be raped. They was more than welcome to suck Master's thing if it meant not having to be in the fields. They was willing to suck Daddy's thing. Why? Because guess what? Master was nice enough to even let them live in the house. It doesn't take much for a female to find someone attractive, especially when they're in a position of status. Remember you said, well, someone had a Corolla and they pulled up to a nice house, right? It's the same thing. Master had a nice house. Guess what? Why wouldn't slave Master's girl want to slurp Master's thing? Now, let's see here. All right. We're not going to make this a whole thing about Donovan Sharp, but you put some link about Donovan Sharp fans or whatever. Please don't put please, if you don't mind, don't put links in the chat. If you want to put any like links or anything, anybody, if y'all want to put links or anything, put links in the comment section. Don't put links in my chat, okay? And I understand that y'all got a problem with Donovan. I know y'all got a problem with Donovan Sharp, right? But I understand y'all got a problem with Donovan Sharp, okay? But don't put links in my chat, okay? Devin's a single mom says there's tons of evidence that she has a kid and she's been lying about this about it on subreddit. Let's see here. She literally put his daughter on her work bio. Oh, by the way, she didn't start a business. She has a job and supports him. He's a house husband. Oh my God. Hey, can y'all? All right. Devin's a single mom. Can you do me a favor Please. If this was a debate about me and Donovan Sharp, it'd be one thing. But I know we dive into other things. But how do we get onto Donovan Sharp? I mean, is it going around now? I'm talking about Donovan Sharp. I mean, I think I only made 2 videos that I kind of reference to this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there something that I need to know about, y'all? Look, check this out. Do me a favor, y'all. Unless Donovan Sharp says something about me or says something disparaging about me, can we not talk about Donovan Sharp? All right. If y'all want to address what Donovan Sharp said to me, let's talk about what Donovan Sharp said to me. But we're not gonna make this the we hate Donovan Sharp channel. All right, because that's not what I'm on here. All right. If it's not about what Donovan Sharp had to say about me, or if anything he has to say about me, I don't want to discuss Donovan Sharp. All right, I'm trying to get my views up, and that I don't know if that's gonna help me. I have to be honest. I don't know if making that's gonna help me, and even if it was, that's not how I'm gonna do. That's not how I roll. So please hold the Devin If anything, y'all want to put that shit in the comment section or whatever, go ahead. But don't put it in my live chat, okay? Because I end up reading it because I'm, trying to focus on working 2 computers and trying to keep y'all entertained. And then because it's almost like y'all want me to have beef with them. Y'all got beef with them and y'all have beef with them. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that y'all don't have your own volume to feel how you feel about that man. But let's not make this. This is not really what I'm here for. You feel me? Now, Ken Davis says, if y'all see Bill Gates, the ball owner of Microsoft, y'all would not recognize him. He dresses in a t-shirt and jeans and walks to the taco trucks and goes into a Subway. Yes, but Bill Gates also has fucking one of the biggest yachts as well. Bill Gates also has every type of fucking car in the fucking world. I mean, anybody could go up to... All right, David. All right, bro. I think my point is that this. If I had a lot of money, I'd wear t-shirts and jeans and go to taco trucks too. But guess what? The fact that I could know and I could go get up and I could just go into Morton's and afford a steak and I could go jump in my Rolls Royce or my McLaren or my BMW. That would just make it this much better. That I just kind of feel like Kevin. I was about to call you. I was about to call you Kevin Gates, Ken Davis. Well, my whole point is that I would just feel like, all right, I'm technically a mouthpiece ninja. I'm technically what you quote Mac Daddy. I'm good. I'm very good at talking to women, but I don't rely anymore because guess what? What I end up realizing is that the early 2000s is gone, man. That don't work no more. You got to come with a little bit more than just the mouthpiece. And when you come with a little bit more of the mouthpiece, you catch more fish. You feel me? Now, Devin's a single mom says, if you debate him again, you should bring up his hypocrisy. Then she says, he's talking shit about you. Oh, is he? See? Now, if you want to address something like that, then that's different, fine. I mean, I know he kind of was talking shit about me, but I don't know if he was talking shit about me per se or just talking about my philosophy. But if we talk about my philosophy, I mean, I don't mind that, I don't know what he said about me per se, but I did watch what he had to say. Did I watch everything? No. But, I mean, maybe there's something that I didn't hear. And if he did, he could address it. DJ Joseph comes through from Facebook, says, hey, Callie West. She says, I'm on a train watching you live on the tube. She said, I'm in on Facebook. Salute. I appreciate you for checking in, my love. And then Ken Davis says, I agree with your point. Right. Like I said, man, I just kind of feel like, if I was to beat Michael Jordan, right, which would probably be unlikely, but not impossible because I have met celebrities before. You feel me? With that being said, if I had the opportunity to be in an elevator or anywhere with Michael Jordan and I had a moment that he was willing to recognize and talk to me, I think one of the things I asked Michael Jordan is a lot of keys to success. And, what if he said to me, focus on my craft. And he told myself, and he told me focus on my craft and, while in the meantime, make sure I get another job so I can get more money. That way I could get a better car. You feel me? Because, if you're trying to be a big time, YouTube star, maybe you shouldn't drive a Nissan Altima, right? I might say, well, guess what? MTR had a Nissan Altima and he's a big deal. He's been getting good views, right? That would be, I don't want to just, and Ken Davis, is not towards you because I know you understand the point, but it's just for the other viewers and other people who's going to see this video, right? It only makes sense that I get as much tools in my artillery. That way I can ensure my winning versus lacking, right? So salute to you, bro. So salute to Ken Davis for, and I'm the reason why I'm expounding on this because this is a great discussion, man. This is a great discussion. So I appreciate you for saying that, Ken Davis, and you made the show go longer, and that's a good thing. Luke Perry says Brian Ashlook is Devin's ex, most likely the troll that keeps talking about Sharp. Devin's ex? What?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Oh my God. See, you know what? I'm going to say y'all one thing. See, that's probably what I get for going on somebody else's show who I thought I was cool with. Because goddamn, I didn't know I was going to be fucking brought into someone else's whole fucking beef. And then Luke Perry says, I agree with Ken. Game trumps all. Luke Perry, come on, bro. Really? Game trumps all? Game does not trump all. Because there's a lot of dudes who got game. There's a lot of dudes who got game and their bitches are getting fucked by dudes who have none. Just think about that. Trust me, look, I'm telling y'all boys. There's dudes with game. There's dudes who get bitches. There's dudes who get bitches off their face. Look, off their face and off their looks and off their game. But guess what? In the background, when the bitch need her rent paid, she goes and takes $200, $400, $600 from a dude who's fucking her behind your back. Trust me, y'all. Like most. All right, but you know what? It's all right. Okay. DJ says right, Cali West. I'm telling you, look, my whole thing is just that why not put all the arms in? Like, you think the U.S. says, oh, because we got nuclear bombs, oh, we're not gonna have any other artillery in our arsenal? No, the U.S. is always innovating new type of jets that could hover and land on its own instead of having to land. They're making all types of new technology because guess what? You could always be on top. Nothing's wrong with keeping your A game. Why was Jordan the greatest of all time? Because he kept on pushing himself until his knees went out, okay? Look, until he couldn't anymore, he could. Look, until he couldn't anymore, no one was not going to say that he could not do it. Michael Jordan was a GOAT until his knees went out. Do y'all hear that? Read this. Until you die, until you mentally tell yourself you can't do something, is when you can't do something. So, but I just kind of feel like, but Michael Jordan was, at the same time, he did everything he had to do, He paid for having coach, he paid for having people practice with him, He paid into people helping him advertising. He paid, people to get endorsements. He paid lawyers, pay. He paid it forward, man. Y'all can't just rely just completely on your mouthpiece. Look, don't get wrong. Your mouthpiece is a good thing. Your mouthpiece is a good tool. But why don't you use your mouthpiece and the money? Look, use it. If you have mouthpiece and money, oh my God. Then that trumps all. And DJ Joseph says facts. Then Luke Perry says, I'm caught up on the live. I watched at the highest speed. Jordan was the GOAT. Now it's Kobe. Yeah. Can I be honest with you, y'all? I believe Kobe Bryant, I truly believe Kobe Bryant ruined his legacy when he didn't fuck around and just go have some outside kids. If he had a boy kid, if he had a male kid, y'all, do y'all know that would have changed the game? Look, him having a kid, even the last name of the kid wasn't Bryant, which, even if his last name wasn't Bryant, if he was biologically Kobe Bryant's son, that would have changed the fucking game of basketball. But, because we know basketball views, even the NBA views are not even what they used to be anymore. Like, the love for the game is unfortunately dying. But, dude, if Kobe Bryant would have just had an outside kid, Now, D Joseph says people say they the GOAT, but don't know what GOAT mean. They can't be where the GOAT is. Hey, and this is coming from a woman. Lou Perry says Phil Jackson coached both players. He admitted Kobe was better. Oh, really? Well, but Pete, this. In his defense, Kobe Bryant's dad played basketball. Kobe Bryant had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the best. Michael Jordan essentially was a self-made player. So we can kind of debate and disagree and agree and disagree about that, right? And Kobe and statistically, Kobe Bryant, I don't think was better than Michael Jordan as far as we come to NBA championships and to go into NBA championships. I think Jordan has won the most. I think he's still won the most and still been to the most. Am I wrong? I could correct me. No, I think LeBron has been to the most NBA finals, but Michael Jordan has still won the most NBA finals. So I don't know. I guess it all depends on what you consider the GOAT or whatever. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Kobe, I must say, even though Kobe Bryant was a very talented, even though he was very talented, a lot of people leave him out of conversation. But I like Kobe Bryant. Hey, I'm from LA. I like Kobe Bryant. Now, it's about 2-hour mark, y'all. This is what I do. I clear the deck just in case I got some other funny stuff to say. Since we talk about dating, so what do y'all think about that dude's outfit? Hold on, before I go, let's talk about what this dude's outfit. What do y'all think about this dude? Rate this dude's outfit.
So I'm just getting home from this first date, right? Where it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, "Oh no." What's she talking about? Oh no. What she saying? Oh no for? I'm saying, like, if you walk in a restaurant and you see me, you gonna say, "Oh no." I'm grateful.
Really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Yo, you know how Coach Greg Adams, he got Rachel Riz. I'm going to have Rachel Drip.
Emotional damage.
Okay. I personally would not go for his shirt. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't really appeal for me. But if I was to even wear this shirt, it would at least have to be ironed, bro. Like, bro, your collar ain't even straight. Like, and that's one of the things too, but you gotta watch out with these cheap ass polo shirts. Cheap ass polo shirts, their collars don't look good after a couple washes. Look at his fucking collar, nigga. Your collar's all disheveled, nigga. Your hair. I understand that the nappy thing is in now. I know, like, look, I'm glad. Look, brothers, I'm glad, black people. I'm glad that y'all are actually appreciating your natural hair and its rootness, and I like the happy to me nappy. But, bruh, you can't be happy to be nappy and then have a fucking fucked up ass collar too, bruh. Nah, bruh. I can't co-sign this shit, bruh. I can't co-sign this shit, bruh. And then, do you have on jeans on too? Look, my nigga has on jeans with some fucking like, I don't know, some Stacey's Adams or some shit, bruh. Nah, G, this ain't it, bruh. It's like you're trying to look like casual. You're trying to look like, dinner wear casual, but you couldn't really pull it off. Truth be told, you would have been better off if you had some white Air Force Ones on with that shirt. You probably would have even been able to get away with it. But dude, you could have at least ironed your collar. Your collar's all fucked up. And then it just not look good looking. And then it don't help the fact that your hair, like your hair is fucked up. Like, so you didn't even like, first off, it's happy to be nappy. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to comb it out first. And then you're supposed to take the sponge and you're supposed to make it kind of look even but nappy. Nigga, you look like you literally just woke up and then threw on an outfit and said you was going to take a girl out in a restaurant, bro. Like, brother, man. Like, see, this is why fathers are needed, bro. This is why fathers are needed. But, bruh, you went out, bro. DJ Joseph says, I can't stand with you. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help the brother out, man. I'm trying to help the brother out. Now, Luke Perry says, great show. I appreciate you, G. He then says, he's skinny and he dressed like it's 1995. Oh, my God. Damn.
It's an evil world we live in.
And then Ken Davis says, I want to be the man that have any car that I want. I can pull a woman, but I'd rather get real estate license and sell a house to a woman. Using my talent for good. Oh, shit. Hey, it's all about the Benjamins, remember?
Let's go gambling. Oh, yeah.
Now, yeah, man, but we're just talking the truth about this, man. Like, we're trying to help this brother out, bro. Well, but see, here's the thing, though. Let's just be real. When someone comes online and, when they're trying to get gratification, especially for online, because be this, if anything, I would have just sent this video to my brother or something like that, or a family member, or my sister, or one of my homies or something. But the fact that he posted it online, and like he know, hey, he's trying to get some validation. He want to hear people say that he look cool, but nigga, nah, bro. Yo, ass looking kind of, like he could have came out a little better than that.
Shit!
So I'm just getting home from this first date, right? Or it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, oh, no. What's she talking about, oh, no? What she saying, oh, no, for? I'm saying, like, if you walk in a restaurant and you see me, you gonna say, oh, no. I'm grateful.
Hey, yo, DJ, what do you think turned her off first? The fact that she heard that nigga's shoes before she seen that nigga, or the fact of his outfit?
So I'm just getting home from this first date, right? Or it was supposed to be a first date. Shorty walked in the restaurant. As soon as she see me, she turned around and said, oh, no. What's she talking about, oh, no? What she saying, oh, no, for? I'm saying, like, if you walk in a restaurant and you see me, you gonna say, oh, no. I'm grateful.
I'm grateful, ho. Bruh. Ninja. Oh, shit. That's funny, bro. Whew. Sheesh. I think Luke Perry said something. He said, these girls are picky nowadays. You got to get your weight up. Yeah. Hey, see, here's the thing. See, what brother need to know is, see, If he was to get his chicken bag up like how most men need to, you feel me? It wouldn't matter what the fuck he was wearing. He'd still be smashing because he could just pair and get the fuck on his way. He wouldn't even have to take a girl on a dinner date. And what are you doing taking out dates just on dinner, just on dinner dates anyway, bruh? You know, get your weight up. You know what I'm saying? Get your clothing together. And it probably wouldn't even matter. Or get your chicken bag up, and it really won't matter. Or you get your chicken bag up, get your clothes together, then you won't have to meet strangers in the restaurants to try to offer them food to go get some free damn pussy, ninja. Hey, all men pay. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Now, yeah, these females are very picky, bro. But guess what? We can't change women, can we? We can only change how we deal with them. Let's see here. There was something I wanted to show. Now, Ken Davis, just to support your point, there are some men who could get girls and not have that much money. Check it. I'm gonna show you. Look. I'm actually gonna go support your point for a minute. There are some men who are able to pull women, and they don't have money. And I wanted to show this before, but I'm gonna show this now. Check it.
Why does it? Why does it? I'm eating a banana. Why right here? Right in my ass. I don't think you just don't have to be there.
Why you smack my banana? Why
you put a banana there?
I want an extra flavor. Get me, baby.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
You with me, girl, you know I don't mind. And you know that you fine. Flex on your story, you post all the time.
Yo, I bet you he didn't even use any mouthpiece to even get her. But guess what? It probably helps the fact that he's like a Spanish guy. And I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now, man. I done lost a bitch to a Spanish bitch. I mean, I done lost a Spanish chick to a black woman before. Now I think about it, I lost a black girl to a Spanish dude twice in my life. Probably more times than I know. I don't know, but there's definitely 2 times. And I could definitely say that, the first time the Spanish dude probably had more than me. Second time, shit, the Spanish dude probably had more than me too. But guess what? It is what it is. You can't hate the player, hate the game. But yes, I'm sure he's still supporting her. But I'm just looking at the crib. It's a decent place. He got crown molding. You know what I'm saying? And he probably gives her a lifestyle, right? But there's always trade-offs. If he really gets back in shape, guess what? He might go ahead and trade her in for a white girl or trade her in for a better-looking black girl. But if the more tools that we can put in our arsenal, the better. Because guess what? He probably had the Toyota Corolla, and once he pulled up in a crib with that, in that car, when he pulled up to a nice place, she was like, "Baby, I'm yours. Baby, I'm yours." Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Pause. But he be singing out on his show, "Baby, I'm yours." That's what she was saying to Big Boy. Now, Lou Perry says, fun fact, Biggie pulled Lil' Kim before he was rich and famous, straight mouthpiece, back when Kim was fine. Touche. But you know why Biggie Smalls pulled Lil' Kim? Biggie Smalls was a street nigga. He was a street nigga. My homeboy, this dude named Ratchet. Yeah, that was his nickname. his nickname was Ratchet. This dude said to me one time that she likes a hood lover. And one thing I could definitely say about this dude, Ratchet, right, was that when we would hang out, he would get certain hoes that I couldn't get, but then I couldn't get certain hoes that he could get. And then there's sometimes that, maybe we got bitches in the middle. Maybe we end up fucking maybe we fuck literally the same bitch, right? But what I would notice is that the chicks that he tend to get over me, because, we was loving these hoes. Shit, if he fuck a bitch, I might want to fuck that bitch too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as long as it wasn't a man's girlfriend, hey, it's all game. It was all fun and game, right? But what I noticed is that there were certain bitches that he fucked, but I couldn't fuck. And there's bitches that I was fucking that he couldn't fuck. But the main reason why is because even though y'all might, even though y'all might say that I'm hood, there's levels to this shit. He was literally a hood ninja. His nickname was Ratchet. That's what he named himself, right? So go figure. There's these women who like hood ninjas. She's a hood lover. Little Kim liked Biggie Smalls because he was a hood loving. He was a hood lover. She's a hood lover. He was a drug dealer. Even though he wasn't, anyone who knows him too, they will say that he was even a successful drug dealer, but he was still a drug dealer. Trust me, women love bad boys for a reason. Women love men who don't follow rules, men who make their own rules, men who do what they want. So yeah, it could happen. It could happen, but let's just be real. Look at Biggie Smalls' first baby mama compared to Biggie Mama's second baby mama. Biggie Smalls' first baby mama compared to Faith Evans is cheese and chalk. Why? Because he got the money. And guess what? For some reason, even though Biggie Smalls had money, even though Lil Kim... Oh, and by the way, fun fact. Check this out. Fun fact, Luke Perry. Fun fact. I met Lil Kim in person in 1998 in LAX at McDonald's. And Lil Kim does look good in person. At that time, that was before she got the cosmetic surgery. That's before she went and got the boobs. That's before she went and got the booty. Lil Kim was sexy. Lil Kim was a good-looking woman. She might not have been the hottest bitch in the world, but in person, she looked damn good. Lil Kim and Aaliyah, which I both met in person, were both essentially the same size. And both would look very good in person. Met Lil Kim in 98, met Aaliyah in 2001. Before the Twin Towers fell and before she died, of course. Now, yes, very beautiful woman. But guess what? For some reason, Biggie Smalls, Luke Perry, decided that he was not going to wife up Lil Kim. And even based off of what Lil Kim's lyrics, Biggie Smalls had her delete the child that she was carrying for him. So there's some reason why Biggie Smalls wanted to keep her down at a certain level. And then blowing up a single mother like Faith Evans, right? So Luke Perry says 1998 was still fire. Facts. Aaliyah hot too. Definitely hot. Yeah, man. There'll be no other time like the 90s and the 2000s. You heard? Like the 99s and the 2000s going to go down like the 70s. Like how nostalgic the 70s was. That's how it's going to go down. Pivotal time in history, y'all. Pivotal time in history. Y'all had to be there. I had the fortunate love to be there as an adult and see it go down. But yeah, man. I don't even know how we even got to even talking about. Oh, Luke Perry with his Biggie Smalls comment when we were looking at the fat girl. My boy Supreme B comes in through. Hey, salute. Thanks for checking in, G. He says Tupac smashed Faith, drew down the Oakland rapper confirmed. Oh, man, that's a. Supreme B. It's funny that you mentioned that because remember that was kind of the reason for the whole beef between him and Biggie Smalls. But what's ironic is a lot of people said that Tupac just said that because, he, was mad about the fact that he got shot, right? But why would Faith Evans decide to go and meet up with Tupac to basically do some tracks, and there's pictures with him holding her after he got shot and all that? Why would another woman be with another man? And mind you, Faith Evans and Tupac never dropped a song. And then, on top of that, 30 years later, Faith Evans went on Drink Champs and said that she was a hoe and she was fucking all types of ninjas. Man, there's no way. Look, there's no way that he did not fuck her. Because why was she even with him? Why she even chance it? Like, especially at the fact that Tupac was talking shit, why would she even chance even being around? Like, why would you be a chance to even be around your enemy and then take a picture with your enemies, with your husband's enemy? Even if your husband says that, he's not my enemy, but if Tupac is saying that he's his enemy, why would you even be teaming up with the enemy? You're married to his enemy. Why would you be chilling with him? That doesn't make any sense. So I totally believe Faith slept with Tupac. Because why would they even take a picture of them? Why would they take a picture the way they did too? I'll pull it up. For anybody who ain't seen it. Oh, it's on Instagram. Come on. Google. Why are you being goofy with me? Oh my God. Image. Oh. Shoot, we passed the 2-hour mark. That's why my brain, I ain't on all cylinders right now. Shit, it's lunchtime, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Cali hungry, but guess what? I do it for the people. I do it for the people, y'all. I do it for the people. I appreciate y'all. Okay. Let me see what I got to share. There we go. Why in the world, if you love your man, your husband, or respect your husband, why the hell would you go take a picture with a man and then go claim you didn't sleep with that man? How did you not sleep with that man? How? How the fuck do you not sleep with that man? And you taking pictures with him, even like that? And look, if he wasn't your husband's enemy, it'd be one thing.
Holy Jesus! What is that? What the fuck is that?
If you got a girl, drop her.
Witches in the 90s were trifling. Facts. Supreme Beat says Drew Down said Faith walked into a house, said hi to Drew Down, and walking into the room where Tupac was. Sheesh.
She wanna put that pussy on me, put it on me.
Facts. I don't doubt that for in Biggie Smalls' case, a New York minute. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Tupac, Biggie fans or Luke Perry, I don't know if you know this, but do you know that Biggie Smalls and Faith Evans got married after only being together for like 2 weeks? Do you know that Biggie Smalls married her 2 weeks after knowing her? That's not a true player for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not a true player for real, bro.
What kind of shit is that?
Holy Jesus!
I'm not saying that you're saying that, but I'm just saying like, it almost kind of goes towards like, you know, does he really have game? Like, does he really have game if he's marrying bitches 2 weeks? Like, you peeling pretty bitches like Lil' Kim off the street, even though she's a straggle-daggle, but then you marrying up single mothers who admitted to being a hoe in these streets. Like, bruh, I you know, like,
It's an evil world we live in.
And mind you, Will's like following these rappers and looking up to them. And mind you, I was a Biggie Smalls fan, but at the same time, you know, when all the facts came out, hey, I'm probably just as much of a Tupac fan as I am a Biggie fan too. You feel me? Now, Supreme B says I'm about to get me some jerk chicken. Bummer clot, boy. Yeah, man. Now, 2 weeks. Luke Perry says shaking my head. 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, bro. It took him 2 weeks to get some of that light skin pussy, for him to wipe her up. And I ain't gonna front, man. Just because a female is a hoe doesn't mean that she doesn't have some good poo-poo. Trust me. Hey, hoes tend to have the best pussy. You feel me? It is that, but it's still a hoe. But that's a problem. That's why Coach Greg Adams has the 6 week. That's why he has the 6 week rule, because he just knows if he dipping in a chick, especially without no rubber, you're gonna end up falling in love with her. You know what I'm saying? It's natural. It's natural for men to fall in love with a woman that we have been in contact with, especially intimately, for a long time. Reason why is because biologically, the man should be loving her enough to at least stick around long enough for her to at least have the kid before he leaves. That's why men, and hence, it's almost actually why, you know, Coach Greg Adams has even mentioned this too. That's actually even why relationships don't even last that long, because at one point in time, both people were essentially forced to be together, you know, to survive. You know, the man, I guess he could have left a long time ago, but if he leaves, you know, he might not have somewhere, somewhere nice, warm to stay for the winter. But if they all band together, guess what? Maybe they could build something and have something that they could kind of consistently live off of. But, you know, not to, you know, with that being said, oh, I'm gonna go to my deeper dive. Oh yeah, well, long story short is, you know, I mean, yeah, he married into 2 weeks because, man, you know, lack of scarcity mindset. Like, you know, how much of a player are you if you go and get married in 2 weeks? You probably like, I feel like the only person who will get married to somebody who in 2 weeks is somebody who hasn't had that much pussy. Because you're not gonna catch no dude who's been with 500 plus women and gonna want to marry someone for 2 weeks. Like, is she a millionaire? Like, why are you marrying her in 2 weeks? So shit crazy, man. But yo, man, I did overtime. Once again, it's Cali West. Thank you for tuning into another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. Cali West. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for the love. Cali West. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Y'all need to go ahead and get some jerk chicken. If not, y'all missing out. It's the best.